when you say no sex, I would imagine that's no masturbation either.
Yes.
Okay. How do you deal with that? I mean, do you pray about it?
Our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, explains that this urges to engage sexually, it's just like an itch. If you ignore the itch, it can just go away by itself. But then the problem is that as soon as
I'm not sure that's an itch I want to lose, but yeah.
As soon as you feel the itch, now you want to go out and scratch the itch. Now it creates a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, no. Sex comes with problems.
Yeah, because you can never be satisfied.
Yeah.
The sooner you land it, the better. It's like pouring oil in the fire.
But if we didn't have any sex, there won't be any people.
That's
what
not
about
the recommendation. The recommendation is that majority of people must get married to control sex desire. If you don't marry, then you have what's called illicit sex. That's like then that's sort of sinful. It's not pious living.
It's not sacred.
Yeah. So very few take this path of being celibate monks. Everyone else is encouraged. You become married and you have sex in that sacred space of marriage.
Oh, so not that you're encouraging everyone to be celibate.
It wouldn't work anyway.
It wouldn't work. What would happen? We'd all just fade away.
No, you need those people who will sort of move away from the base chakra, because sex basically ties us down to the conception that I'm this body. It's the highest sort of material sense pleasure. And so you can think of it and understand that if that's the best material pleasure, sex, then it's the lowest in the spiritual dimension.
And hence they came up with Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra.
So you spoke about diet. What do you eat?
We are vegetarians.
Not vegans, vegetarians. So you can have a little bit of fish.
Oh, no.
No fish.
Vegetarian, but just vegetables?
Just
Lacto-vegetarian means we take milk, grains, fruits, just nothing that runs away when you want to eat it.
Okay. All right. I get you. So what are some of because I'm keen to know about the wisdom that you've acquired over the period of time that you've found this enlightenment that you can share with us that could assist us even in our daily life. Firstly, are you happy? Do you feel you are in the place where you are happy?
Well, this knowledge is more like taking the fish back in the water. So we are like small fishes outside of God's care. And we are out there trying to accumulate as much as we can because we want to replace God's love, God's union with us. We want to replace that with some material pleasure, positions and wealth. But as soon as we start to look towards God and we start to understand what God wants from us, and we start to really engage in prayer and more inquiry, then we start to understand that there's more to life than just accumulating wealth and trying to be like the most famous and the wealthy of this, because that's what the media is doing, trying to encourage the youth to work hard, to be famous, to be wealthy.
Yeah, and you see it through social networks, through Facebook, through Twitter, that we are all becoming broadcasters.
Yes, like Martin Luther King.
True.
Like Martin Luther King was quoted saying, this modern lifestyle is just misleading men and directing missiles. In other words, there's more fighting going on, even if there's so much social media, but people still continue to hate one another. But they can communicate, but there's so much problems connected to less of communication. We talk, but we are not talking the right things. We're just
disconnected
talking.
In all this connectedness. So what pearls of wisdom can you leave with all of us, Savia Sachi Das?
Is to just understand that we are visitors on this planet. We're visitors in this body we live in, and that our desires deep in our hearts can never really be fulfilled by any economic adjustment, government's change. We have to sort of understand very deeply that we are a spiritual being and we are connected to the supreme spiritual person. And in that relationship lies the fulfillment of all our desires. And so human life is specifically empowered to cultivate self-realization, God consciousness. So while we are doing what we're doing, since we are already in the matrix, we have to try to put God in the center, meaning try to find the most comprehensive knowledge there is about God. Let us not lock our brains with so much of dogma and impotent religious knowledge. Let us not allow mass media to associate feelings of anger towards religion and feelings of happiness towards gadgets. No, where there's discussion of God, that is where the real self-interest of everyone lies. If there is not enough knowledge about God to excite you, then you can understand that you need to still look.
Wow. We're going to leave it right there. That is so deep. Thank you both so much, Narottam Das, Sabyasachi Das. What is the Das at the end of your names? What does that mean?
Dasa means the servant.
The servant.
Servant of God. We are all servants of God.
We are all servants of God. Power to that. And power to you. You also on Facebook?
Well, he's good.
I will stick with Sabyasachi Das.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. How do I say goodbye to you?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for having us.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.